Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw. Jennash, I love this conversation. This is great.
I'm so glad you like the way I curated my photos.
No, it's not only that. It's like 10 at night. I have no idea what we're going to talk about. I don't know who you are. But I'm alive. I'm on fire. I say I'm on fire, and I just opened the photograph. And amazing. So it's a sunset. I had somebody on the podcast get really kind of annoyed, and it is really annoying when somebody makes a photograph and the horizon isn't straight. It's a pain in the ass. But in this case, the horizon is totally off kilter. The sky is these beautiful wispy clouds. The sun is setting, and roughly where the sun should be or would be is a lone person holding up a surfboard. And in the foreground, so 1/3 of the image is just the sky and this person almost in silhouette. And the color palette of the image is very lots of magenta and orange and blues. And it's just beautiful. In the foreground, there's this nice circle it's a big pebble beach. Could be British Columbia, for all I know. Nice fire, gorgeous fire. Jennash, what am I looking at? What is this?
The interesting thing is I didn't take this photo.
Okay.
This photo was taken in Todos Santos, Mexico. And it was taken a couple weeks ago by my friend Dan. And I just was like, that is the perfect end to a day.
Okay.
You can't get any better than that. And he was hanging with a bunch of surfer friends. Mm-hmm. And he's an artist inside. And I loved the colors. Mm-hmm. I have been taking sunset photos all year last year. Okay. And I got some pretty amazing ones while I was on a lake in Canada. But this one, I was like, damn it, this one wins. And
it's amazing.
It evoked such peace, but also such passion that I was like, oh, this is the kind of photo that you share, because it's just like an and it's that grounding vibe that you get from fireplaces and from that quiet at the end of a beautiful day. And you just know that they had a beautiful day surfing, just looking at that photo. And I love the colors so much. And I loved, there was something optimistic about the fire. You can tell they're going to come, they're going to sit, they're going to drink, they're going to eat.
This is through a pandemic. And so what says freedom from the noise more than going in the water and a fire? And then, so just for the listener, the log is, it's like the fire's been going for maybe half an hour or something. So it's not fully burned down, but you can see some nice embers. But whoever made this on the beach, they made a nice sort of circle of these beautifully circular, polished oval stones. It looks like there's no sand, so it's a pebble beach or it's a rock beach. It's this lone person holding up a surfboard as the sun is setting, and you could totally think, I could probably get one more. There's still enough light for one more wave, or I know what you mean, and just evoking the smell of the fire and then the sound of the water and the crackling. But okay, so why does your brain say this has to be part of your story this morning for you?
It's funny. I wish I could remember what your assignment was, because I guarantee you. So I met Dan at a retreat that I went to in November in Colorado.
Oh.
And Dan is actually from Portland. And I met and spent time with 8 people every day for a week in this particular retreat. That was very much about deepening connections to our hearts and to ourselves, and really leaning into the longing that we have to be more connected and to be more grounded in the love we have for ourselves and the people around us. And I think that there is a sweetness and a calm and an expanding when I look at this photo, because it's like all the good things. There's no one person that's the focus. Breathing into a moment of peace and calm is so powerful. Yeah, it was something different to share.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to connect some dots as well. So when I was in university, just before he died, Allen Ginsberg shows up to Concordia University and he starts reading his poetry. And he's, famous for his poetry, and it's massive crowd and everything. And one of the things he said I found really resonated with me was he said, there's something interesting that happens in our brains when we put two words together that don't make sense, right? So if I say Nazi and then I say milk, all of a sudden your brain is like, what? And that's a verbatim kind of quote from Allen Ginsberg in terms of the meaning you can create from the nonsensical, which is poetic in many ways. And so that's why I tell to people, look, just pick 4 photos that say something to you. And of course, what we're doing now is we're synthesizing something that reflects what you were thinking at that time when you were picking. So at that time in the past, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, and you send the images, your brain was in one direction. And so now that I'm seeing these for the first time, and we're creating Nazi milk between the sunset and those powerful women in Mexico. Like, it's pretty insane. It's amazing.
Yeah, but like if you look at it as a story arc, you've got powerful love through time, mother, child, supporting the idea of a book and a creative launch, right? Then you've got beautiful friendship, which ties into beautiful friendship at wedding, which ties into beautiful location, which gave me peace. And peace is fundamentally like grounded in simple things like water and the earth and the sky and fire. And for me, like water is foundationally like so grounding. Being near the ocean is amazing. It's such a privilege, I think, to spend time near the ocean. Right. And it's funny because I recently lived in the Caribbean off and on for a couple of years, and I knew it was a privilege, and I knew it was a privilege that we were taking for granted. Like we didn't enjoy it enough. So like, when you don't live near something that's gorgeous, you can really savor it. So I feel like it's actually an arc. It's a story arc.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And did I send you a bonus photo too? I think I did.
I always see your thumbnail. Some people send me, I say 4, they send me 4. Some people send me 10. So I always say I'm picking the first 4. So I didn't download.
How many did I send you? Just 4?
I have no idea. I'm not looking at the message you sent, but I only downloaded 4.
Got it. Fantastic.
Somebody who's listening who has no idea, they've heard us talking, have paid attention to your energy, are listening to your words, are understanding your motivation for putting together this book. What can you say now to activate something? Plant a seed, like be a farmer, plant seeds in the fertile soil of some listener, so that in a week, a month, or a year, they'll be like, I heard this thing in a podcast and shit, that made a lot of sense. So what seed would you like to plant in somebody's ear?
Well, I would encourage all of us to like take another look at how we see connection in our lives, because beyond scientific data, of which there is so much, there's so much insight into, how connection and being in that feeling of connectivity with people in our lives is healthier for us than anything else. I would encourage people to like just know that taking the time to connect is the most productive thing that they can do to thrive. And so how can they connect more with the world around them? Ask themselves, like, what could I do today so that I can connect and feel more connected with not only the people that I might connect with anyway, but maybe even extending beyond that. Like whether it's having a slightly longer conversation with your doorman or the deli guy or, the person who's bagging your groceries. How do you engage with the world so that you are literally picking flowers for yourself and giving flowers for them?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
through those little exchanges, we are shifting our energy and the energy of those around us. And that is the essence of thriving.
Jen, you're such a sweetheart. You're amazing. You're so nice.
You're so good with the flattery. Keep it coming. It's lovely.
No, but look,
I'll just roll
I love these moments, and it's only an hour, and they come and go, and it's like the perfect wave. It's like a perfect sunset.
Your energy is quite delightfully sparkling.
Yeah, listen, it's just lack of sleep and too much coffee, so it's great. It's great. Thank you so much. So is life really a gift? Really? Can you make every second count? That's the whole point of the podcast. So if you like what you've seen and you're inspired, because that really is my mission, then please give it a like, subscribe, and share.
Shooting it raw?
Yes, shooting it raw.